Welcome to the Seed Time Money Podcast.
We are your hosts, Bob and Linda Loddick.
This is a hope-filled podcast that'll help you save, earn, give, grow, and actually enjoy your money. We don't hold anything back. We share everything that we've learned on our journey. Everything from being 100% broke to paying off our house by age 31, to finding work with purpose, to giving more than we ever dreamed possible, all while having a blast on this adventure that God has led us on.
And if you want to achieve true financial freedom and design a life of eternal impact, this is the show for you. We are so glad you're here. Let's get to it.
Today we're talking about how to retire in 15 years, or really any amount of time that you want. Now, this is not easy. I'm going to say that up front, but I'm going to give you the math and the numbers behind how to do this. If you want to retire early, this is exactly what you need to do, okay? And there's an incredibly easy way to tell when you are going to be able to retire. And it's simply this. What percentage of your income can you save? That's it. So here's a little question for you. So let's say you have somebody who makes $500,000 a year, okay? And they save $50,000 a year. And then you have somebody who earns $50,000 a year and they save $5,000 a year. Okay. Which one can retire sooner?
I think the 500,000.
It's exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah. Because their lifestyle, they both can save 10% of their income, and their lifestyle determines when they can retire.
I gotcha.
So the amount that you can save, the percentage of your income that you can save, that's the determining factor on when you are going to be able to retire. So with that, I'm going to take you over to this little calculator over here that I found. I'll have a link in the description so you can check this out. But it's really cool because you can plug this data in and you can see what it would take for you to retire in 15 years. Spoiler is that it's about 50%. If you can save about 50% of your income, you can retire in 15 years.
Wow.
We'll just go ahead and plug some data in here. So right now, annual income, $50,000, annual expenses, $45,000. So we're saving saving 10%. And that is leading to being able to retire in 46 years. Okay. That's not what most people want. Retiring in 46 years when you're age 40. But let's plug something in here.
But it's also better than nothing, right?
Yeah, let's just say instead of doing 10% you're saving, let's just say that you are saving 20. And so we'll knock it down to $40,000 and see what that does. Wait, how much did I put? Oh, that's way too much. There we go. Now we have 40,000. So 33 years. So we knocked it down pretty considerably by doing that. But now let's go to 50% of our income. Let's say we're saving that. And just like that, if we're saving 50% of our income, or essentially living off of 50% of your income, maybe that's a better way to say it, we can now have financial independence in 15 years. But again, it doesn't matter how much you make, it's how much you can live off of. So if you have a low income, you just need to have a lower expenses. So if you have a $100,000 salary and you're living off of $50,000, it's going to be exactly the same. And even if we add a zero to each one of these, so we have $1 million salary, but we're living off of $500,000. It's still the same. It's still 15 years before we can achieve financial independence. Now, if we have that $1 million salary and we can live off $100,000, which should be somewhat reasonable, we can have financial independence in 2 years. And so you can play with this calculator all you want. Yeah, because if you have $900,000 that you can put away each year.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be invested and to be earning you back some dividends you can live off of. The math is pretty simple here. So yeah, you can play with this calculator and plug everything in and yeah, just explore this a little bit. But I found this to be fascinating because I didn't realize that. And I think most people don't. Mm-hmm. That it's not about how much money you make. It's about what percentage you can actually live off of. That's the thing that determines when you'll be able to retire. Gotcha.
I mean, yeah, this is interesting. What I like is that anybody can put in their annual income and then play around with the other numbers and try, if you're making a game out of it and trying to reduce your expenses, like how low can you go and how quick can you get this done? That's pretty fun.
Yeah. And there's some people in the FIRE movement who like go to extreme frugality, which is not my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. Like I don't really like the crazy, insane frugality, but I am all for being a really smart spender. and definitely not wasting money, like being really strategic about how and when we're spending money. And and continuing to drive down the amount that we can live off of. And one of the things that we talk about sometimes is creating a survival budget just to see what is the bare minimum we can get by on. And that's a really good thing to figure out. This is whatever. This amount, say it's $5,000 a month, is comfortable for us. But we can actually survive on $3,500 a month. I don't want to live the rest of my life like that, but we can survive on that. And that's really comforting knowing that.
Yeah.
But in terms of this, ideally it's something where it's like, we can live fairly comfortably at this level and we can sustain this. And if we can do that, then at this point we could retire and...
Well, and what's even fascinating about this is, like, you've talked about the rate of return, and the earlier you invest, the earlier you can invest more, then it's going to grow so much quicker. And so I even like the idea of maybe you take a year and you live off your survival budget for the year and invest everything you can. And then at the end of that year, you're like, okay, now we're done. We reached our goal just for that purpose.
If you're able to do that in your 20s or something, like that money is just going to continue to build and build, for the rest of your life. And so that one-time move is really powerful because, there's all these illustrations that you'll find of, they'll have an example of Sally and Bob invests from age 20 to 25. Fine, we'll do Linda and Bob. Linda invests from age 20 to 25 and doesn't do anything else. And Bob starts investing at age 30 and puts in the same amount every single year for the next 30 years. And Linda ends up having more money because the power of time and the compounding factor, it's just so powerful. So the earlier, the better. So that is an interesting idea.
Yeah, think about being a newlywed. When we were in a different position where we really didn't have any extra. We were on the survival budget.
It was tight for a while.
It was tight for a while. But if you've got some extra, like, what does that look like to be on the survival budget? Plus, like, all of the things that you learn just by doing that is going to set you up for it's going to set you up for good things for the rest of your life. Yeah. If you can control your spending and just start thinking creatively and with a different lens.
Yeah. So, summing this up, if you want to know how to retire in 15 years, this is it. You need to spend or live on, let me get in there right.
50%.
50% of your income. Survive on 50% of your income. If you can do that, you can have financial independence and retire in 15 years. Now, we recently did a podcast where we talked about whether or not it's right for Christians to chase after financial independence, retiring early. So you can go check out that conversation. But for those who are just curious about the numbers and the math, here it is.
Here it is.
So we'll have a link to this down below. You can check it out. If you know anybody who would really love this and enjoy this, share it with them. And that's all for today. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Seed Time Money podcast. And remember, money isn't the goal, but it's simply a tool to help you fulfill your purpose and your calling. And we'd love to help you achieve true financial freedom faster with our email newsletter. So if you want exclusive money tips and hope-filled encouragement in your inbox, head over to seedtime.com to get signed up.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Leaf.
Leaf who?
Leave us a review on iTunes, please.
All right. Thanks for listening. Know we are praying for you, and we'll see you in the next episode.